why we women lose more in our careers than our men counterparts. Here are some reasons that I've observed in my career of HR so far. So I'm sharing this so that you can be mindful of the same in your own career and you do not miss out on the great opportunities that you can otherwise bank upon very easily. So let's get started. The number one reason is that women have a very humble start, which means that when they start out on their career, the first negotiation that they have for their salary is not good enough. Women do not negotiate enough. They go home happily with whatever is given to them. They do not even make an effort to ask for more. See, there is no harm in asking for more. It doesn't impact your chance of getting hired negatively. At the max, you will hear no, that we cannot offer more. This is the best we can offer and something along those lines. But at least you put your effort to negotiate more, because I've seen that men negotiate more and they do get it. Even if it is a little bit more, it's worth negotiating because hey, you are going to spend your 9-10 hours into that project and you are worth it. Another point is that women leave way before they actually leave the job. In most of the cases, if a woman is about to enter into new phase in her life, it can be marriage, it can be child, or it can be something, say for example somebody is moving out of a relationship, getting divorced and all. So from the moment they hear this news, they mentally quit. They stop putting any effort towards their progress or progression of their career. I mean, if the marriage is 1 year later, they will stop putting effort right now 1 year before. I mean, they miss out on the opportunity, the magic they could have done in that 1 year. What if the woman put out a lot of effort and get another promotion, reach another level before getting married to that person? Because it's still 1 year. You do not know that what it can bring to you if you put effort. So this phenomena takes place much more commonly than you and I can think of. I obviously can think because I've seen it. I've experienced it happening. As a HR, a lot of times I've seen managers who were contemplating putting the name of a woman in the next promotion, and because the woman doesn't know and is getting into the new event in her life, she quits mentally. And then the manager goes, oh, I don't think that the person is interested. Looks like she has lost all the interest towards the job, or maybe she doesn't want to progress. Or I have heard that she is about to leave. She has not left yet, but she's about to leave. So all those opportunities which she could have banked upon are now just slipping out of her hand, and she's happily okay with it. That is the biggest irony, that she's okay with it. Do not do that, girls. I mean, please do not leave before you actually leave, because you never know when that magic can happen and what you can bring to the table in the meantime. So till the moment you are there in the job, give your 100%. Whatever you are up to, in whatever career you are, if it's not job, if it's business, do give your 100% till the time you're there. If you're not there, you're not there. Then it's a different story. But do not quit before you actually quit the job. Now, the next reason is that women have very low standards for good enough. I mean, that good enough is way more lesser for them in comparison to any men counterpart. I'll give you one example here. So when I was on my maternity break, I mean, there were a few things and I had to leave my job because of maternity. I wasn't working for around good 1.5 years. 1.5 years, yeah, right. So after that, when I started searching for job, and whatever job I was getting, first, I wasn't being offered a raise on my past salary. So I wasn't happy with that. And whatever I was getting, I was even getting lesser than what I made in my last job. And people around me, in fact, friends and family, people around me were like, this is good enough. At least you can start back on this much and later you can scale. And I wasn't okay with that. I wasn't okay with that at all. But many times women give up in that moment. They accept whatever is given to them. They feel like, if I don't start back now with this offer, I'll not have any more opportunities. I won't get any more offer. That's not the case, my girl. I mean, if you strive for it, if you know your worth, nobody else can pull you down from it. If you are confident what you can bring to the table, then you will have that determination that no, this is not good enough. I am not going to accept it. I deserve way more better. But the sad part is that most women do not think that way. And especially when their circumstances, when the people around them tell them that that's okay, it's good enough. I mean, you can can take it up and you can scale back again. Why again? I mean, you have put so much effort to reach there. Why would you want to start from behind? I mean, there's no sense. And to be honest, I've done twice in my career. I took 2 breaks, and every single time I just said no to start back from a lower salary than what I was getting. I demanded my raise as well because, hey, come on, those breaks didn't make me any dumber, didn't make me forget all my skills, didn't make me any less of a HR. In fact, those career breaks made me much more tougher person because I've experienced motherhood, and lot many experiences, patience come with it, and you get to learn a lot more with it. So that was my perspective, and I presented in that way. And yes, it wasn't easy. Yes, a lot of employers couldn't relate. Yes, a lot of companies didn't offer me what I wanted. Yes, a lot of managers rejected me, but I continued my search, and I finally got what I wanted, and I settled with that. I never accepted anything lesser because I was determined. I knew what I can bring to the table. I knew what's my worth. So most of the time, women have their good enough definitions set very low, and then they fall back onto that definition again and again, and they struggle, and then they cannot reach the level they actually should have reached by a certain time when we compare them to the men. Next thing is perfectionism. Perfectionism kills a lot of dreams, and especially for women. As women, we strive to be the perfect employee, the perfect wife, the perfect daughter, the perfect mother. So that perfectionism is actually killing our growth. How? Because you're striving for that perfection, being the perfect mother, perfect wife. Maybe I should sacrifice on my career because if I pursue my career, I will not be a perfect wife, mother, or daughter. But who told you to be that perfect in the first place? It's okay that sometime you are 10%, 20%, 50%. It's okay. That's how life is. Nothing is perfect. So that perfectionism in your head is actually killing your growth. And it's not only for career, it's for everything. I mean, if you are career driven and you are anyway showing up on your job, you're not quitting on your career, but continuously there's this guilt that you're not being 100% perfect of a mother, 100% perfect of a daughter-in-law or daughter or wife, that is hampering your growth, that is impacting your health, and you will not be able to achieve anything out of it. Out of those guilt talks, guilt rides, you'll not be able to. Rather, accept the fact that humanly it's just not possible. We need help. If you feel that you need little more than others, then that's also totally fine. There's no comparison because others do not know what you're going through. Only you know. And if you feel somebody else is able to strive with very little help, then you don't know what they are up to, what their life is like, what their job is like. It's never what you see. That's not the 100% reality. Another very important point why women lose out more at their career front is that they put their man's career first than their own. I'm not saying it's wrong fundamentally, but what I do want to say that it doesn't have to be a win-lose situation, that it's only your man who is winning in the career and you're losing out on every front. It doesn't have to be that way. And if the equation is that way, there's something wrong with it. Either you are not able to figure out opportunities for yourself, or the way in which you can strike a balance where it can be a win-win situation. I mean, if not 100%, maybe 80%. But it doesn't have to be a win-lose where you lose everything of your career and the man is just going for everything. It doesn't have to be that way. There are absolutely opportunities that are existing that you can bank upon if you strategize in that particular way. If you do not give yourself enough chance to strategize, to think about it, or you do not communicate with your man that this is something I want to do and I think it will strike a balance and you'll also be fulfilled in your career, then please go ahead and communicate. That is very important. Most of the time, females assume that if they sacrifice their career, that's the best thing to do and that's what is expected out of them, or that would make them more of a perfect wife. It's not so. Most of the time, you are assuming things, and communication can really get you closer to your dreams, and you have to break that mental barrier that this is how it is. I mean, this is how it's meant to be. No, it's not. You take the responsibility of how you are designing your career. There's always some possibility, just that you have to see beyond what is obvious or what you have known for years. Just break out of those boundaries, and then you will start seeing opportunities that will align with win-win situation of both of you. Another point why women lose out so much on their career is most of the women choose their career basis societal obligation. That obligation can be towards parents, what parents wants you to do. That obligation can be towards your life partner, what your spouse wants you to do or to be, or many other such things where you are not choosing your career yourself and you are blindly following what you see your friend doing or somebody else doing, your neighbor doing. If you have chosen a career like that, it's very likely that you will fall out of track very soon, and you will think that it's okay to be out of this career. I anyway don't like it. It's better to be married than doing this job. If you have chosen a career basis somebody else's choice, this is bound to happen. So choose career what you feel genuinely aligned to, because if you choose career like this basis your true desires, then it's very unlikely, no matter how much the pressure is of your personal life, no matter how much the pressure of society, you will always find ways and time to pursue it ahead. You will always make ways for yourself to grow beyond what is obvious to others. So it's very important that you choose career basis your own interest and not basis what somebody else think you should do. Because most of the times, especially our loved ones say, oh, you should choose this career because it's safe for women. You should choose this career because it's relatively easy. You choose that career, you'll be able to manage house and job both together. So do not choose careers like that. I personally have faced the situations where people whom I love and people who care about me at a point, they suggested me that I opt for a teaching career because I'll be able to manage my kid and my job together, because you finish the school around afternoon and then there will be enough time to manage the kid as well. And I rebelled like anything, because that's not what was my idea of being a career. I mean, nothing wrong with being a teacher. That's also a wonderful profession for somebody who likes it and whose career goals align with it. Mine never did. So there was no point. I wasn't doing job or career just because I wanted to sound like I'm doing a job. No, I was doing my job because I liked it and I liked that career path and I wanted to achieve something in that field. So that's the reason I chose, and I wanted to continue with that. And I wasn't ready at all to substitute it with a profession which I do not like just because I would be able to manage or balance my home and job well. So that happens. So you have to make sure that you choose your career wisely and basis what feels right to you, what you want to do in your life. Otherwise, you'll fall off track very easily. And as a HR, I've seen numerous examples where females would start a job, and when I speak to them what you aspire to and all of that stuff, they would say, oh, I'm just doing it for the time until I get married. I anyways have to settle down in a different city. So this is just a thing I'm doing for time pass. If you design your career like that, then later do not complain that you do not have a career. You have to own it. You have to take the responsibility of whatever you're doing or whatever you're designing for yourself. And the last point on the list is, it's very crucial one, and it is assuming that the answer is going to be no. It can be any situation. I've seen women not negotiating, obviously, not asking for a new project, not asking for on-site travel, because they assumed for whatever reason that the answer is going to be no. Yes, the answer is anyways going to be no if you do not ask. If you ask, it might be yes some of the times. It might be yes. But how would you know if you do not ask? Women do not ask. I mean, it is out of their comfort zone for some reason. They associate it with their ego. I'm not sure. They feel if somebody will say no to them, then it's a disgrace for them. And many a times they are just afraid that I don't want to go and ask. I anyways know the answer. Do not do that. I mean, own your growth, own your career progression, take responsibility and ask questions, ask opportunities, go and ask. You never know when the answer would turn out to be a yes, and it will change your life. It will change the trajectory of your career. getting a no for an answer, is not a defeat, it's not a shame, it's okay. I mean, if not this time, maybe next time the answer would be yes, but you must go and ask at the first place. And this is one of the main reason why females at workplace lose out so many opportunities to their male counterparts. They do not ask enough. So guys, that was it for this video. I hope these pointers gives you some awareness and you design your career progression accordingly. Also, if you have any related questions or anything that you have experienced along these lines, being a woman in corporate, please do share in the comment section, because let's help each other out in knowing what exactly the corporate culture is for women and how we can grow beyond what is obvious, what is visible. And if there are any questions that you want me to answer in my upcoming videos, then you can leave them as well in the comment section. And also I want to mention that if any one of you is aspiring HR, or you are a beginner and you want to learn the HR day-to-day tasks, then I have a HR course where I teach what I have learned in my 11 years of HR. Link of that is in the description, and if you're interested, do check that out. With that, I'm signing off. I'll see you in my next one. Till then, stay safe and healthy. Take care. Bye.